Hey, it's Don, the Auction Professor. Today we're going to give you another bolo. We're going to talk about a really good item. We're going to talk about high dollar costume jewelry. Let's hop over there right now and show you what we're talking about. So here we are with costume jewelry. One of the biggest names is Fari. A lot of people are just familiar with the more modern day versions of Fari, but Fari was like the founder of some of these high dollar costume jewelry pieces. Now, Alfred Philippe was an artist for Fari, and it's one of the most well-known, well-collected artists you could find. This is from the Ming series. It's a whole line of Chinese-inspired items. World War II was going on. China was helping us. There was a big influx in Chinese items, imports, and things. So there was a need for this type of stuff. This is a fairly rare pin. It went for almost $7,000. The belly of this beast is made of pearl. Whether it be real or not, it's made of pearl. Really spectacular looking piece. It is a separate piece, the belly also. We'll show you what's called jelly bellies and a few other things similar to that. The items I picked for today are some of the high dollar ones. This is what you would hope to find. These are very scarce. Chances of you finding these pieces aren't super high, but they do show up. Who knows whose collection these may turn up in? They could be found in your mother's collection, your grandmother's collection. Who knows? These pieces are out there. They sold them. Most people wouldn't have discarded something this nice. So these are just spectacular, fabulous pieces, just fab all the way around. Here's another one, same artist as well. 1941. The stones make up the leaves on these. They're each individual stones. This is a clip pin. This would have been made to slip onto a fur to hold the fur closed, or a cape or something along that line. It has two substantial pins. These are usually at least 3 inches big. They're large. They're substantial heavyweight pins. The weight and the pin length helps hold these in place because there's no clip on the back. So this is just an excellent example. The stones I just love on this piece here. It's a nice mix. $4,250 with multiple bids on it as well. Here is Waffle Glass. Now, Waffle Glass it almost looks like you took glass and you poured it into a waffle iron, and then that impression from the waffling makes the leaf pattern on these. They're transparent, translucent as well in some cases. Really nice example. Individual stones, well marked. It has a Crown Fari logo on it, as it says in here. So really nice example. And this one went for $2,938. Don't think that you won't find one. There's at least a dozen of these that have sold in the last 90 days on eBay alone, just on eBay. So these do turn up fairly regularly. Many people just won't realize they're worth this much money. They may not be signed with an artist name, but that's who made them. So you have to know something or have the ability to find the information. Always look these types of things up. Pieces like this could turn up for just a couple dollars at a sale. Somebody just might not know it. It might be from an estate. They haven't a clue on what it actually is. Another Fari as well. Same artist, a tree frog. This has topaz for the belly. You'll see jelly bellies, topaz with crystals, and all kinds of things that encompass the main body of the beast or the animal. I love this one here. I love frogs. It has stones for the suction cup tips of its toes. Really nice example here. You really can't get much better than this. $2,695. Now here's another good name to look for, Shriner of New York. And that's literally what they almost always say on the back. I don't know if this one has it. Let's see if we can see the back, the marking on it. No, I don't think you'll be able to see it very well with their pictures. The stones, though, the size, the style, the mixture, the blue milk glass, the coral-colored milk glass, all of the stones in here complement each other very well. It's a well-put-together piece. It really sparkles. It's got some glitter. A runway set, you could see this as $1,000 for this one here. If the wife found this set, we wouldn't be selling it. I guarantee you she would keep it in a moment. It's just a spectacular, showy piece. If you investing the money in this, you really want to be showy and show off. This is just an awesome piece in my book. Now here's Lunch at the Ritz. It's either going to be marked Lunch at the Ritz in script letters or in block letters, or it's going to have a box with LATR in it, those letters. This is a spectacular piece. It's a belt. It's heavyweight. It's got a lot of metal to it, a lot of weight to it. well designed. They made a lot of things, and most people think they're gaudy and they're just modern day junk, but they go extremely well, and I do mean extremely well. Not everyone sells this high, but this is just a spectacular piece. African Safari Jungle Bell. It's really a nice example. I mean, you can't get much better than this for the company name. $1,979. Now here is Jewels of India. It's a line of jewelry by Fari, and it was made to look like it would have belonged on the Queen of India or something along that line. Spectacular pieces with jade-inspired or emerald-style stones in them. Whether they're real or not is not the point. It's the design, the structure, the set that these came out of. High dollar ones when they first came out compared to most jewelry. Awesome. It's got a triple drop for the pin as well. 3 hanging pieces, which very unique for this. It does resemble pieces of jewelry you might expect to find in India back in the 1880s, 1890s. Really nice example, honestly. $1,235 on that one. And this Boucher went for $1,350. Now, these are either marked with an MB or with Boucher, or even Marcel, I believe Boucher is his full name. Really nice, realistic example. The peas in the pod were probably stones on themselves. You have some really nice enameling on it, and then you have rhinestones also. Really spectacular, heavyweight, 3-inch, as I said. You want the big ones, those types of pins. Really nice example. $1,350, as I said. Now here's an incredibly well done iris. Same artist, Alfred Philippe, as well. Crown Trifari also, but this is just a perfect example of realism, the realisticness of the efforts they put into these. It really looks like an iris. Growing up, my mom had irises growing on one side of her house, so I have fond memories of this identical plant. It really looks nice. It's really a fine example, very realistic, well worth the $1,449 it went for. Let's look at another one. Now here's a fruit salad version here. Trifari, same artist, same everything. This is called fruit salad because these stones in there are in the shapes of fruits. Apples, pears, peaches, grapes, plums, all of those are mixed into here in colored stones. This is a tricolor version where there's 3 different colors of the stones in here. Really nice one here. I believe this is it's another pin clip as well with a double-pronged, meant for a cape or something substantial as well. You wouldn't really want to stab this into your shirt, your dress, or your outfit. You'd put it on a cape or a coat. Now here's a true Jelly Belly. These are the true founding Jelly Bellies. The animal body is all made of one solid piece. Stone or quartz or crystal or plastic or lucite, whatever the case it's made out of, as long as it's a solid piece, it can truly be called a Jelly Belly. You have to be able to see through it. It has to be the whole bulk of the item. So if there was a backing of metal to this, this technically wouldn't be a Jelly Belly. But $1,800 for this Airedale Terrier. The animal helps sell this also. Scotty dogs sell just as well. Same kind of type of face to the dog. Really a cute dog in real life, in all honesty, as well. Now here's a David Murr Trifari, Crown Trifari piece. It's a line, and they were of our allies. There's British ones, Russian, French, Canadian, the whole works. These are fairly scarce, $1,875. Incredibly nice enamel. It doesn't look like there's a spot on it. All the rhinestones look, legit. The headpiece, everything. This is just what you would expect to find in this. David Murr is another one of the artists you can run into. It's in the same line as Alfred Philippe as well. Same basic area, same basic price, same basic age. There's other artists as well that did designs later on, even in the 50s and 60s, such as some of the Japanese artists that do pieces or did pieces for Trifari. Another Trifari, Jelly Belly, again, Alfred Philippe. 1940s, an elephant. Awesome, cute piece. It has the double prongs on the back, I am sure. Let's see if we can find the back. There we are. There's the back. You see the double prongs. Crown Trifari there. A crown on top of the capital T of Trifari. Now here's a nice example of a carved coral. This is real coral, it says. Now some of the material you find that pins are made out of, you have to be a little cautious with. You can't just sell ivory. Some coral is banned in certain areas as well. So you got to be careful on this. Make sure it's legit before you attempt to even buy it. Even if you bought it unintentionally, you still could get yourself into some trouble. So really nice piece either way. $1,000 on this one. Now here's a coral, or coral craft. This is a duet pin. It literally will say, and I think it says Coral Duet on the back, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Coral Duet, as you see below the pin there. It'll have a patent date on most of the ones I've seen like this. Now, a duet pin is a little different than most pins. Most people haven't seen one or don't know what they are. Basically, it has two separate pins that slide into a frame, and the frame will clip onto your shirt. That way you can wear them in 3 different configurations. One configuration would be the 2 heads together in one lot, and then you could also slide them apart and use them separately. So each pin, you could wear just the Emperor pin or just the Empress pin if you would like. Now these are Bakelite heads, but there's later versions of some of these pins as well that will be made of plastic and lucite and not necessarily Bakelite. So this one went for just over $1,000. Really nice example. Chinese, China, all of that type of material sells extremely well either way. Now here's another Shriner of New York. Shriner of New York is a fairly large company. They made a lot of pins. I've run into many in my day. We still run into them even today, so just keep that in mind. It's something you could find. Most people don't know the names on a lot of these, and this is one that most people may not recognize. And again, it usually will just say Shriner of New York on the back and a little oval disc that's mounted to the back. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that. Let's see if we can see it. I don't think you'll be able to see it on this one, it looks like. Oh, yeah, there you go. Shriner of New York. There's usually a little of between New York. Some will just say Shriner and then New York as well. This is a nice example. Now, they made this same pin in multiple colors. There's a red, a yellow, a dark brown, I believe, and a bright green. $1,250 for this one here. Here's basically the same exact pin. Topaz, peridot mix on this one. Now, sometimes it was cheaper for them to use real stones because the real stones back in the 40s and 50s weren't worth as much. Sometimes it was harder to source glass. So some pins back in the day have real stones in them. I've run into a few. We do take some in occasionally to the jeweler that we've shown. If you haven't seen the jeweler video, I do have a video from a jeweler that we actually went into a store, and you can see how they deal with some jewelry as well. I'll have the link right down below also. But this is a fab piece, $1,750. Some colors will go for more also, so keep that in mind. Color could be a big difference in price. Now here's a 1952 Christian Dior piece. Now this is a music box. For those of you in my Patreon group, you should recognize the name on the back on the winding key. So keep that in mind. This is a Mitchell Murr as well too, which is a designer. It has a chased case. It's just a really nice piece here. Many people won't realize that this holds that kind of value. They may not even pick it up to know it's a Christian Dior just because it looks kind of chintzy. But it's a fab mod piece. The cherub should give it away. 50s were very big in cherubs, just like this type of jewelry here. $1,470. Now, if you like videos such as this on jewelry, I just did a Christmas tree video, Christmas tree pins, and if you look right down below, I will have a link to it right this moment. I would recommend going and checking that one out also. It will well be worth your time. It just has some really nice pins, comparable in design and construction as what you're seeing right here. Again, $1,470 for this one. Now here's just a massive, awesome, incredibly nice Shriner of New York set. There might have been a necklace that went with this too, which would have been every bit as ostentatious as this set here. But this is just another incredible piece. If we found this, the wife would most definitely keep it, I am sure. It says Mogul Bracelet on it. Mogul may be their term. I'm not sure if that's their term or not. Another term you will see on these, as I've said before in other videos, is runway. You'll see the word runway. It's meant to be showy and bright and just a real shiner piece, display piece, I should say. These are for those that really want to be noticed when you're out in public. If you're wearing these, you're really on top of your game for this style of material. On pieces like this, it's hard for them to put the entire logo on it because these are individual hand-mounted stones for the most part. Each one of those stones is in a different casing or holder for it, and then each one of those is mounted with little links together. It's a lot of work to put one of these pieces together like this, and I do mean a lot, because each stone, as I said, is free floating, so to speak, in the bracelet. $1,499. Now here's another one. This one might be Alfred Felipe as well. I am not sure on this one, but it's a spectacular piece either way. It's like 3 inches as well. Crown Fari. There's a real nice image you can see right there of it. It's the double pin for the cape, the coat, the cloaks, all of that kind of material. $2,247. Parrots are incredibly well collected. Real nice examples. So. And lastly, another one that's always up in the top dollar ones, higher range ones, are the Chanel ones. Even if they're newer in the 70s and 80s, most of them sell. If you're not into clothing or Chanel or this style of type of item, you may not realize the C with the reverted C is a Chanel logo, but I always look for that. Always. They always go for some decent money, these pieces. You got to make sure it's authentic. There's a lot of forged Chanel pieces out there. Don't get caught selling something that's not real. Spend your time looking into it. There are sites out there that will help you with it. So, again, $1,400, almost $1,500 for this one. Now, this last one here is a very nice crystal Chanel pin. It's a newer piece, but still, any of these pieces go very well. This looks and is designed just like the vintage pieces. $950 for this one. But that's what I have for you today. Well, there you go. That's what we have for you today. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell a friend.